This is TC968 B2. Yeah, it's a little compact bead breaker. It does say on here, especially suitable for. It says especially suitable for motorbike tyres. There we go. Yeah, but not only suitable. So I'm going to use car tyres, not massive ones, 16s, 15s. Should it works. So Sealey. So I genuinely kind of think they're alright. I've got a few Sealey things, been okay, not amazing quality, but they tend to not let me down so much. So I thought I'll try this. It was a low end of the £50 to £60 mark in June 2020 in the UK, so quite cheap. Obviously to suit its size. The big car ones are, you know, 5-6 times that minimum. So I thought I'll give it a go. It was going to cost me that much to get somebody to take a few tyres off for me anyway. Generally speaking, it's alright. A few bolts to hold it together. There's a weld or two down the bottom. I had to assemble this bottom bar myself. You probably won't be able to quite tell. It has settled with a bit of use, but these two bolts, they were a little bit wonky. They were hard to get in because I don't think the threads were quite straight, but I managed to get them in the end, and it has sort of settled down with wear and tear. That was a little bit skewy at first. It's a little bit, you'll see on here, but it is a little bit on the tolerant side a few places, but yeah, it's done the job. As we can see by the instructions that came with it, it uses the only font you can get available from cheap things from China, so I imagine this is just basically a rebranded thing. Yeah, just strangely enough, it says on the box, ignore, there's a sticker that says ignore contents inside or instructions inside, and this is what I got anyway. It's just a kind of like a parts diagram. I did have to assemble this little rubber plate down here, just 3 self-tapping screws, quite easy to do, and like I say, I did the end bit, which wasn't too hard. Got it together in no time at all. It's pretty light, you can, you know, pick it up and rag it around quite easy. So to demonstrate, I've got a few tyres. I've already done all of these on that one, a variety of big walls, little walls, 15s, 16s, and tyres that have been on there for 13 years. So this particular tyre had been on for quite some time. Can't quite see it in the dark there, but it had corrosion around the bead. The bead had sort of, I don't know if it was a sealer, but it started to look like it was black glue. Had to battle around with them quite a bit. So what have I got to use? I've basically got a few little tie levers. These two I've had for some time. They're just cheap metal tie levers. I've used them on a motorbike before when I had one, and I bought a little silver line one, which is more like a spoon really, just to help me along. I just use a bike Schrader valve just to attach the valve to let the air out, in lieu of getting a more substantial bit of kit. Like one of the tyre valve removers and stuff like that. So I'm not a tyre removal expert. I'm just somebody with a few bits and pieces, and I've got a little screwdriver just to check the air's all gone out the valve anyway. As you can see by some of these, they have been sat around for quite some time, but just have a look on the front. On these ones we have a date dot there of kind of mid to late 2017, so not too bad. Been on there coming up to 3 years, so they should be okay. They say if they've got all the tyres that have been on there for a while, they're a bit more of a battle. You may end up using the tyre lever and thinking, well, I wasted my money because nothing's happening, but you just have to kind of tickle it and tickle it and tickle it, and eventually it'll just pop off. So let's give this one a go. Just put the camera on. Right. So right at the top of there. So this is primarily, I think, supposed to be for motorcycle tyres, so there isn't a huge amount of room. These are 205 profile, no, these are 195 with a 45 profile on there, so they seem to fit in just about. I've got some 205s up the top over here, which are a bit more of a tight squeeze, but it has done the job. So first of all, squirt some soap just inside the bead, make sure it's just inside there, and then just leave it down a bit, so that one's not going to pop up straight away, so just going to rotate, try again. Rotate. So occasionally they might pop off straight away. This is taking a bit more. Go. So the bead's popped off there, so I rotate now. Pop. And pop. And that's pretty much happy to be loose all the way around now. That's in the back. Might take a bit more effort, just judging by the state of it. Let's see. It's very much like a workout when they get this tough. Bead's kind of off there, but go. So I've seen similar videos for the more lesser named variety of these, even though this is from, obviously it's from China, it's been rebranded, maybe a sticker stuck on it. I've seen some of the lesser ones that were on the same price point, and people were complaining that basically this fork was a bit weak. Judging by the look of it, this is a stronger box section. It seems to be okay. I mean, so far, like I say, I've done 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. This might be the 9th wheel done. Yeah, 9th wheel done, and it's sold up so far anyway. Just remove these wheels. You know, some people charge up to, you know, £5 or £10 to remove a wheel, so £50 price point. You know, if I do 9, 10 wheels, it's going to pay for itself anyway. Obviously once it lasts a little bit longer, but I mean, generally it's earned its keep so far. There we go. So I'm just going to tuck that away for a second. Spoon in the job. So we're going to get up behind the bead. Draw away in the process. And now I'll bring the tool back into play. So on some of these tighter wheel designs, so you may need to occasionally use a bead breaker just to lift the side you're trying to pry out. So, on there, and obviously it'd be nice to take this out by the rear, but you can see on the wheels themselves. These ones down here, so this is on the same wheel. The face side has the drop off on the bead rim edge by there, so to get underneath, you won't be able to do that from the rear unfortunately, so you've got to do it out on the front on these. There we go. Okay. So let's move this around. Give some better light on this. So now it's a case of hopefully finding some other bits where I can get in. I'm going to borrow this out, I think, and get up behind. Okay. Tie leader in. So you can buy these which won't, or will help prevent damaging the face of the rim. These ones are in need of a refurb anyway, pretty badly curved. I'm unlikely to do any more damage. I'm not really too bothered about taking that risk. But if you're refurbing the wheels, you might want to consider either you can get better tyre irons, they're about 10 times the price. These are like less than £10 each. I've seen them for over £100 for the proper alloy wheel ones. You can get little tyre protectors, they're about £7.99 a pair on Amazon. I haven't used them obviously, but yeah, you might want to just think about that. Once you get past a certain point, we should be able to take those away and then just use this little spoon like one. You might see ones like this on Amazon and think, well, what's the point in that? It's only, I think it's about 300mm long maybe. It's not a huge thing, but it was cheap, £5.99. So say lifetime guarantee. Don't know whether you'd ever have to use it. Don't know whether you get much from that, but even though it's little, it is handy just to get into these crevices and these little bits, and you just pop and pop. That's the front. That's the front edge gone. Now, just going to spray a bit around here. So this is more of the area where I might end up scuffing the face of the rim. Just adjust this. Put a little bit more. Yep. So just to take the other side of the tire off. Again, get up in here. Depends on the age of the tyre. You might find this bit is an absolute nightmare. Well, should. As you can see, this is the point where it's going to damage the wheel when you're levering against it. But it has to be done. And then there we go. Wheel off, tyre off. As you can see here, there's quite a lot of debris, mud, leaves, sinew, don't know what else, all stuck behind there. And as you can see on here, some alloy corrosion. That was what was stopping the wheel from coming off. One of the other wheels I just did, so this particular wheel here. The tyre on that was a lot newer, a lot fresher, and it just popped off straight away without any hassle. So, varying degrees of difficulty, you might pick it up, and like I say, within 2 or 3 pulls you think this is useless, wasted my money. As you saw with this one, just persist, even though it doesn't look like it's doing anything. You kind of rotate it around, tickle it a bit, tickle it a bit, tickle it a bit, and then it appears that it's just kind of slowly easing the wheel off, even though it doesn't feel like the wheel's actually separating from the tyre, and then you just have a good pull and pop, comes off. So yeah, for what it costs, I was apprehensive after I bought it. Really, I wasn't really paying too much attention when it says motorcycle only, and I think it says, you know, maximum. It said maximum profile of like 200 and something, which didn't really make much sense because obviously the thing is only, with a 195, it was only really just fitting on that. We're talking, what are these? It's about 6.5J, maybe 6J wheels, so they're not that wide, they just about fit on. So it would appear that if you're working up to 205s, 195s, anything less than that, it seems to be fine. But anything more than that, especially if you start getting to like 225s, 235s, I'd be a bit sceptical. But for your average, smaller tyre size, seems to be fine. Job done.